It says I'm live. Victory is mine! Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Political Recap stream here on the Moisky Live channel. Yeah, day late. Don't blame Trups. It's okay. I prefer Saturdays anyway. Hope you're all having a good day, evening, night, whatever. Joining me for this somewhat not really remotely thought out stream, I don't know why I had to do it awkwardly then, is my delicious co-host, Judge Trupsy Wupsy. Say hello, Trups.
Hello, Trups.
How is Trups?
Trups is deep behind enemy lines, so if my microphone sounds a little odd, I do apologize.
Why is Trups behind enemy lines?
Because I am in a hotel in Washington State, and outside there is in a window that says there's a sign that says Black Lives Matter.
Doxed.
I hate to be that guy, but I was feeling particularly edgy, and I leaned over to the person I'm traveling with, and said, I really want to go down there and spray paint. Don't.
That would be quite edgy and funny. And it's somewhat interesting you mention that because I today got a patch that I ordered off AliExpress. And the patch says, "No lives matter. You're all cunts. Fuck you."
Beautiful. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Of course, they blanked out the U and the both U's on the profanities, but I think it's better that than cunts and feck you.
Feck.
Feck you. Yes.
Yeah.
How's your week been behind enemy lines anyway?
Well, I mean, my job is very different than the sign would let you know. My job is rather cushy, so the reason why I'm here is fine and dandy.
Oh, that's all right,
that part has been going rather well. In fact, we're ahead of schedule.
Fantastic.
But otherwise, it's been cold. It's been rainy. I've never been to this part of the country. It's not nice. It's not your summer weather that I wanted.
Yeah, it's quite strange. We're coming towards the end of May here, and it's been horrifically rainy and windy over here too. It's not usually like this, and I'm quite surprised.
I feel like Seattle and London have very similar types of weather, so that makes sense.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I don't live in London, but I get your point.
Well, no, it's just I'm not in Seattle, but I'm making the point where
the city,
general areas in which we are in.
I get you. Thank you for asking, have had a good week. Back to work, which is great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. And thank you, the This Life Matters No You Smash Like for the £3 donation. That's very kind of you. I got back into the swing of cleaning, which is quite nice. It's good to waking up nice and early. Thank you, Hard Worker, for donating $5 to Trups. I can't say what it says underneath because... Oh, here we go. Fight the good fight, Trups. There you go.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I've been working, which is nice. Felt quite
That's
energized.
good. As much as we like, we would love to be able to just do this forever to make money. Both Meg and I do subsidize our YouTube lives with real life work. So it is a pleasant thing to be able to go back to work for us.
It's nice to not, like, during lockdown, especially for me, I didn't like having to rely on this for my income. Because then I worried a lot that not only would I not be able to maintain it, to be able to pay my bills at least, but I also worried that I'd become like those that many consider a grifter and be constantly shilling Patreon or Teespring. But, by the way, I'm just going to do it now. Because the stream is called Defund The Bbc, I said on my YouTube a Meg on Play stream earlier, I was going to hand draw Defund The BBC in really bad handwriting, and I was going to put it on a t-shirt. It will be there sometime this evening.
Yes, good.
Because honestly, I think it's only right. And I drew it, so it's 100% mine. So where do we want to start today, by the way?
Quality.
Oh, obviously, all about the quality. Where would you like to start today?
So we have a couple of interesting things. Most of the information from the United States, I'd say, is either updates to ongoing stories or kind of more of the same. So what I think is important that we start with is actually the ceasefire that
Hmm.
was negotiated by by the Egyptians between Israel and Gaza. And the reason I want to start with that is because last week we talked quite a bit about it, and
We
I
did.
got very heated into
I
it, and I wanted to.
I'd like to provide an update then
So,
to that, if that's all right with you.
sure.
So after that stream, I even sent you a message, I believe, on our server we use. I mentioned that there is a rather tasty comment thread left after that stream. It's 9 comments long. I'm going to read the first message for you. You should definitely have done more research about what's happening in Palestine. The rockets were an answer to the attack on the mosque where people were attacked. You got it right once. While praying, your information is incorrect. This is a genocide going on for years. Israel was not even a country before the West decided to help Zionists. This has nothing to do with religion. This is apartheid, genocide, and colonization. Sorry. How can you support this? That is beyond me. It goes on for 9 comments.
Mhm.
It
All by the
gets
same person,
no. There are others engaging. It gets tasty.
back and forth.
Oh
Yeah, Are
yeah.
they are they are they are
Mhm.
they are they fighting or?
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
Mm, I love it. It tastes salty.
When you
Perfect.
get a chance, have a look. It's really something. it's it's
I
it's
like stirring the pot.
it's delicious.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
it was
Okay, good.
it was
Good.
very entertaining, and I'm very grateful because we even said on the stream that was going to happen. You even said, I can't wait to see the comments because I know someone's going to be doing that.
Absolutely. The thing is that I knew already because God, they hate it. They
Hmm.
hate me so much. I even on one video that I did on my own channel, I mentioned Ilhan Omar, right? And talked about how Black Hebrew Israelites were just as bad as fundamental Islamists in
Hmm.
how they approach people on the street and basically tell them how much they are basically heretics, bigots, and that they're following a false god.
Hmm.
I think both of those um, those behaviors. I also don't like it when Christians do it. When they say you're going to hell,
You're
and
going to
I'm like,
hell!
well, you're going to hell. You're sinners. You're sinners. Oh, I see now.
There you go.
Why does the person look white? um, but I don't like it when they do that. I think that religion primarily is for you,
Hmm.
right? Religion, in my opinion, is a way that you rationalize a greater thing than humanity's existence. You want to rationalize life after death. You want to rationalize um, uh, life's meaning, and sometimes that finds itself in religion. Great. When other people decide that they need to get involved in your opinions about how that shit works, I think everyone's dumb.
Hmm.
Um,
For the sake of it, I
but
have my opinion on religion is it's a cult.
mhm.
I don't care. I have no real vested interest or opinion of religion. Just keep it away from me. Just no, no. I was in one religion once. It was called the Skeptic Community, and it let me down. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
I just don't
but
give a shit.
I'm looking at the comments right now, and oh, this is fun.
Right?
Wow, they got in on it. I love it, and also I love that it was two women going at each other.
Yeah, Cassie. Right?
Yeah, very, very. Um,
So,
but yeah,
so
okay. Anyway, but
Egypt
they
negotiated
did
this.
negotiate a
Yeah,
ceasefire.
this is good news. I mean, only 260 odd dead Palestinians and a dozen Israelis, but I mean, otherwise a great success.
Yeah, I I think that
Sarcasm, everyone. That was sarcasm. If you're watching this on playback, if you don't get
well,
sarcasm, you are dead to
what
me.
I've learned about the final kill count is that Palestine, Gaza, would do really well with their own Iron Dome.
So, for those who don't know, what is an Iron Dome?
So the Iron Dome, we've actually talked about it, I think, on the last couple of streams at this point. But the Iron Dome is Israel's missile defense system, and it will basically attempt to intercept rockets or missiles that are fired at a certain range. It
Okay.
worked out phenomenally well during this, I would say, about 20-ish days of conflict.
Yeah.
They say 11, but remember how I had found information about it being all the way till April?
Right.
This is Al Jazeera, so questionable.
Well.
Um, uh, but I think that the Iron Dome was had a
Successful.
great test right there. Yeah, very successful. And I think that the people of Gaza, yes, the people and the citizenry should be out in the streets saying we should have one of these. I don't think anyone would disagree. I believe that any situation in which you are creating a defensive, um, a safety net for your country, I don't think anybody complains about that. I don't even think the Israelis would complain about that.
No, I think protecting oneself is very important.
I think the Israelis would say, actually, we agree with you.
Yeah.
You should probably do that. Protect your own fucking citizens.
Well, this is good news then.
Instead of, going and launching rockets from schools.
Admittedly, that's not the greatest idea. I will
No, it's
concede
actually
this
essentially
ceasefire's
a war crime.
Yeah, this ceasefire's a really good thing. I saw that. I do recall seeing it was on Twitter people thanking him for this. Joe Biden took the credit for it.
What?
Yep, that was on Twitter. I saw it. I saw it in passing though, so I didn't bother to get the source. I probably should learn to do that in the future. But he did take credit. I mean, I can find it quickly.
I thought it was the Egyptians. I saw that.
Let's have a look. Biden takes. There we go. Biden takes credit for the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas and promises stronger Iron Dome defense. I will link it to you. There you go.
Yeah, I see one from the Situation Room, source CNN.
Okay, well, I got the Sun instead because I couldn't be bothered to go with them.
Yeah, but I see it's a similar opinion from them.
Yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? They're still doing that, aren't they?
Of course. Yes.
If the Egyptians negotiated this, unless he leaned on the Egyptians, what role did he actually play?
Oh, that's a great question. Actually, if I remember correctly, one of Biden's first interactions into this conflict was to tell Israel to de-escalate, and Israel told them to fuck right off.
Did he then say, when they started attacking, we're friends of Israel?
Yes.
Yeah, they're just...
Now,
just don't know
of
the response
course,
to that.
there have been celebrations in Gaza as the ceasefire, occurs, which is great. I'm glad that the citizenry are announcing, are happy about a ceasefire. I think that's a great thing. Now, what I felt was curious. Hamas was also cheering for the ceasefire. Odd, in my opinion, because why would they be celebrating the fight that they started being ended unless they accidentally didn't want to go that far?
Oh god, now you're going to get that person in the comments again, aren't you?
Yeah, Fran, get your ass in here and start telling me why I'm wrong.
Oh no.
But honestly though, the fact that Hamas was celebrating, right, and this information was passed around all kinds of Western media, and some people were reposting it on Twitter, people were reposting it on Facebook. Somebody on my friends list unironically posted, "I stand with Hamas."
Oh.
And I looked at them. I go, "Are you insane?"
Oh, that's a second spicy take I've heard today.
Oh my god! I was like, "You understand what Hamas is, right?" Hamas is a fundamentalist terrorist organization.
Oh dear.
What? Like not just towards Israel, but like to us too, to our soldiers. So I get very concerned about a media that I don't know if it's spicy takes that they're trying to get, right. I don't know if it's the absence of Donald Trump that they're trying to create something where they are trying to find the next story or get people to click on it. But I think that this, asking people to support Hamas is a really weird idea, and it's
we in the UK can't do that because for example, when Theresa May was in charge, she would regularly batter the living feck out of Corbyn because he shared a stage with members of Hamas. Hamas is considered a terrorist organisation in this country. There is no version of reality where we can accept them as anything else. Well, they were. I don't know if they still are. There are members that are considered it anyway. I can't remember if it's been changed at all. But it's not a good look to... Yeah, no. What was the other spicy take from before the stream? Doesn't matter. There are some.
I don't remember. I remember us talking... Oh God, it had something to do with... I forget, actually.
Was it the Tulsi Gabbard thing with the mayor wanting only white people?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is to get away from the Israel thing. We'll get more information as time goes on. To get away from that, though, Chicago, I believe, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, basically announced that their press corps is going to be all people of color. They basically told their press corps that all throughout their campaign trails since 2018, that everywhere they've gone has been remarkably white and remarkably male. And so they aim to try and change that. Everyone, ever since they had made that statement, has said, "You're a dirty racist."
Because it's true.
Because it's true. I don't believe in the idea of reverse racism. It's just racist.
Agreed. Oh, hang on. Thank you, the like button for £3 donation. Smash me. I'm sorry. I'm not reading. Actually, no. I'm not reading the rest of that one because it makes it sound very sexual if I say it. No. But I'm sure if Trupp sees it, he'll do it.
Yes. I'll wait till it shows up on my screen.
Yeah. Thank you for the donation.
But anyway, while I wait for that to pop up on the screen, God. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Gotta go back and see it. I wasn't at the live thing, that's why.
Okay.
Oh well, it's not that important. You can type it to me and I'll read it out all sexy like.
Sure. Here you go.
Smash me like the Hulk. That's not the sexy thing that I was expecting.
If I read that, it can be clipped. I'm not reading that. I'm not doing that.
I see. But anyway, so Lori Lightfoot basically had gone on and said that they wanted to have less white people asking questions in the press corps. This is not the first time that we've had this situation. In fact, they actually canceled the Golden Globes this year, or at least MSNBC, NBC wasn't going to stream it because the Hollywood foreign press is remarkably white. Which, if you remember the Golden Globe speech that Ricky Gervais gave last year, he said the same.
Seemed a bit strange. That explains why. Was it Tom Cruise gave back all his Golden Globe awards?
Yes, he did, because Tom Cruise is an absolute pussy, and he is quite the bitch.
Really rich.
I believe he also had he is part of the people who are now begging people to go back to theaters, and I believe the headline of the article I read was, "I'm down to my last 100 million." by Tom Cruise.
So
I was like, oh, you poor baby.
that's not surprising because of how much he's invested in Scientology, and also the amount of money he's invested in his next 2 Mission Impossible movies, because one got pushed back, didn't it? And he's essentially just filming the next one.
Yes.
And since he's a producer on that, that's where he'll make his money. And he will make his money on those, because those films smash.
They do, but I haven't watched one since Mission Impossible 3, so I don't know how well they do otherwise.
They've gotten a lot more outrageous, and I think it's like Fast and Furious. It moved away from its original point and is now just now an all-action franchise.
But anyway, Lori Lightfoot basically had made those comments, and one of the biggest individuals who came out in opposition to their statements was former Democratic presidential candidate Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah.
And they have this tweet here. It says, Mayor Lightfoot's blatant anti-white racism is abhorrent. I call upon President Biden, Kamala Harris, and other leaders of our county, it says county, but I believe it's country, of all races, to join me in calling for Mayor Lightfoot's resignation. Our leaders must condemn all racism, including anti-white.
She's not getting re-elected.
We know, I don't know. It is Chicago, but we.
No, I meant Tulsi Gabbard. She's not a congressman anymore, is she?
No. She, when she had run for president, she did not renew her senatorship.
A senatorship. So she's not even. No, she's not. Yeah. So she's not really in politics at the moment, is she?
Correct. I believe it was a senator.
I think she was congresswoman.
She's not anything anymore.
Yeah. Hope she does run again though, because I thought she was the right. She ruined Harris. I can't say the name properly, so I can't be like, I don't know how to fucking say it.
Is Lightfoot the one that looks like E.T.? Yes.
With me, it's a case. It's you have the worst possible person as VP, an actual bad person. I'm sorry, but I do a whole thing on Halls of Injustice on my main channel. I wouldn't do half the shit she's done.
No, I believe, actually, if you wanted to be more internet correct, what Kamala Harris would be actually based in consideration of some of the internet perspectives.
Oh god. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's not woke what she's done.
No. She can hide behind a race as a reason for doing it or for not taking accountability.
Well, that's why I don't think Lori Lightfoot is going to. She might get calls to resign, but she won't do it.
She might apologize or alter the parameters that she has set.
Mm-hmm.
She might do that.
And because I mean Cuomo, right? Cuomo literally caused the deaths of thousands of people.
He's just got a whole sexual harassment thing going on, and unlike everyone else has been cancelled, he's the one saying, "Wait until all the evidence is out there."
Not only that, but he also said, I'm not going to resign because I don't want to.
Yeah, see, I fully agree with that, by the way. If you don't want to resign, don't resign. But it's strange for pushing very progressive ideas to go against the one thing because it affects you.
Mm-hmm. Well, we always knew. I mean, it's been years since, skeptics have been on YouTube, but we've always known that some of these people already had the opinion where, oh, it's fine when it's anyone else.
One rule for me, but not for thee.
Exactly. And we've said that plenty of times, either on this show and other skeptics have too. So, once the skeptic crew kind of died and now we're into the political commentary sphere, I think you're correct as to the current theme.
I'd like to think some of those skeptics did evolve. Perhaps me. I might be one of them, I don't know. Oh, by the way, before I forget, because as interesting as that is, I forgot to tell you, I tried out that set this week.
The set?
The new set.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
People liked it. Some said gave me some good suggestions in the comments. I'm going to take that. I've got someone working on a replacement with the theme kept, and as time goes by, updates will be provided. But
fantastic! I'm very glad that the people also like what we've been working on.
Yes, and hopefully when it's redone, I will then send that to someone else who will then put two suitable avatars into two ideal chairs.
Indeed. Yeah, we need to remind me about that after the show, so we can talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after. It's all good.
So that's what's going on with Lori Lightfoot. I think she is an absolute um, miserable person. Um, to actually believe these things and to approach a life just thinking about how white everyone around you is just such a bad way to go through life. It's so degrading to other people. I never understood why we've entered into this realm of politics where it's okay to literally look at somebody and because of how they appear to you and their skin tone primarily, you just think of them as lesser.
Yeah.
I thought we got over that. I may be young, but like I thought we got over that.
Apparently, no one ever did.
Anyway, so there was one other thing that I wanted to bring up. There may be other things, but I can't think of them right now. But I had this article. So in the wake of the January 6th Capitol riots, we have two revelations rather. So we have the House has voted to start the 9/11 style commission into Capitol riots. It needs to go to the Senate, but 35 Republicans actually voted for it in the House. What do you think about that, Meg?
Hang on, wait.
Yeah.
Of course they bloody did.
Okay, well, why do you say that?
Hang on, these ones that voted for the money, yeah?
No. This is not money. This is a 9/11 style commission into who did it, who's responsible, who organized
fuck
it.
off. Oh, it's going to be the steel beam thing again. The conspiracy theorists are going to go absolutely jelly. And they're going to be moist as fuck. Oh, it's going to be so frustrating. The only thing they should care about is dealing with those who are affected. That's it. Making sure this doesn't happen again. They shouldn't... Who actually caused it? Oh.
Well, so it's interesting. The more that they have mentioned this January 6th riot coming up to this vote, more and more videos have been coming out in which Capitol Police are seen walking around with protesters inside the Capitol building.
Okay.
Making it seem a lot less angry, a lot less rioty than previously assumed. There was one video that I think I don't remember if it was Disclosed.tv or somebody else who had posted it. Things have been reposted so much this week.
Yeah.
But it was literally like a guy walking around with a megaphone. There was like maybe 12 other dudes around. And he was just talking through the megaphone, doing that. And there's just a Capitol, it's just police standing behind him, just walking around. He's like, well, I mean, if I was a police officer, my thought would be, I mean, they're loud, but they're not violent. So, I mean, I'll walk with them. I'll make sure they don't get out of hand, but this is fine. Like, that would have been my thought. If it were any other circumstance, I think most people would be fine with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, that's how most protests go.
You would have thought, yes.
Well, when you get a permit for protests, usually they have police there to allow for people to have a safe protest. There are instances, of course, where people have to... the police have to go there because of counter-protesters. But for the most part, there's even been videos I've seen in the UK. Same thing. Met police, show up just to keep the order, keep the peace for the people who are protesting. So I mean, like, all right, fine. If that's the way we want to do it, let's do it that way. So it's going to be interesting if they do end up passing this through the Senate, which I doubt.
You don't?
I don't think they're going to pass it in the Senate. Absolutely not.
Okay.
But if they do that, then they may find that a lot of Capitol Police officers are actually, I guess you would call them culpable.
That seems, yeah. Yeah, there is an argument. Okay.
Yes, riots
So there was
going
one other
on.
thing that you wanted to mention that you told me about before the stream. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, oh yeah.
I remembered now.
Okay.
This was the hot take. I bloody remember
Yeah.
now. Oh my god.
Okay. So,
Because
Marjorie Taylor.
the
Yeah.
context was just before the stream started, Trupp said to me, "Why is the Holocaust trending on Twitter?" And this is where the rabbit hole started.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, we come up. We're like, man, I don't know if I have any stories right now. I'm like, I have some information, but let me check Twitter, see if there's anything massive that I'm missing. And I see the Holocaust is trending, and I'm like, why is the Holocaust trending?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Republican Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, during an interview on a conservative podcast, compared House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's decision to continue to require members of the House to wear masks on the chamber floor to steps the Nazis took to control the Jewish population during the Holocaust. That is the opening line from an article from CNN. Okay. So first, I'm going to say no. It's not the same. However, I do think it's dumb that Nancy Pelosi would rule that fully vaccinated individuals have to wear masks in a place that is only surrounded by people who are also fully vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think that is to the various things like putting a star on your clothing that the Nazis did to control the Jewish population. I think that might be a little far. But if you were going to bring attention to a story, she did do that.
I don't know what to say.
So, I mean, honestly, what more can they do to this woman? Marjorie Taylor Greene has already been stripped of all her committee positions.
Yeah.
So if she just goes off and starts spouting off stuff that isn't objectively wrong, but probably in poor taste.
Yeah, so that's the big thing. It's definitely poor taste, nothing more really. I did notice a bunch of congressmen and women were trending on Twitter during the week. I remember seeing it in passing again. This is why I didn't take it down. Because they refused to wear masks while in that building. I don't know where it is they go to do their work. And it's apparently against the rules or something. And people were like, oh, these people need to be fired and something.
So I don't know how this is going in your country, but this opens up a couple of questions, honestly. I am in a very, very liberal area of the country right now. Very different from where I was before, my home state. I have actually seen more people wearing masks outside than anywhere else. It's actually kind of crazy.
Not so much here where I am, but I don't know about the rest of the country.
But individuals are literally will walk around by themselves with a mask on. I've seen people drive their cars with masks on. I'm a little confused, especially because if this is an area in which many left-leaning individuals are, I imagine a lot of them would have been some of the first that would jump on the opportunity to get a vaccine. So I imagine most of these people are fully vaccinated. Sans a couple, right?
Yeah.
I definitely saw some interesting colored hairs individuals this morning while going to get lunch, who definitely were. I would bet you that they're vaccinated, but all four of them were wearing masks.
I think my friend Ash, she sent me a TikTok of people who've got COVID tattoos with their the date they got their vaccinations, and I'm like.
One.
Oh, it's like I saw so many tattoos here, and it's such cringe. I'm vaccinated, and then it has all the dates and all the times they've been vaccinated and what they got, and this is you have to live with that.
This is part of the question that I wanted to ask you, because in different states we have outlawed the idea of a vaccine passport. So we are trying to figure out in this country how to deal with people who claim that they are fully vaccinated, doing things, getting back into
Right.
society. And states think that, or some states have voted that it is it is an invasion of privacy to require somebody to disclose their vaccination status to, let's say, a 10-day baseball game.
Okay.
Um, some states have outlawed it, and some states are trying to implement something like it. Where does the UK stand on these things, or do you not know?
They still have trying to do that passport thing.
Okay.
They're desperately trying to do it. We've just been banned from Germany. The UK have. We've been banned from
Oh,
Germany.
really?
Not because of a passport though, but because of a UK variant or issues in the UK. Because of the India variant, and yet nothing has really happened with that. By the way, everything's going down. I know that the UK they've opened up a bunch of countries that we can go to. Portugal was one, I think, and people are like, yes, we'll go for our siesta lights over there. Those fuckers go home, go to bed at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, but then they get up again.
Yeah, they do. But if we find out you can go to bed at 2, they'll go to bed at 2 and they won't wake up again. Because they're British and they're lazy, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not huge on passports. I don't. It's very hard to think of a solution to it. I don't think the idea of a passport's a good idea at all. But that's just me. I don't know.
DB 1602 says, "How about just assume no one is vaxxed and carry on as normal? This pandemic has become endemic." Well, that's the question. I guess the question would be, what is normal? If you assume no one is vaccinated, then you would have to continue on with the mask wearing procedures and the social distancing, the reduced amount of people allowed in a certain business, which has crippled a lot of small businesses, especially in the United States. So if we were to do that, we may cause more lasting trauma. Oh, and also schools. That was also a major player in this, where some politicians have even... Wow, that guy has such a big thing.
I can hear the big dick energy all the way over here, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, wow, listen to that
you
big
have a
dick.
massive cock. Lost your trail of thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not exactly, but there's actually I guess they've called it like a lost generation when it comes to education.
Yeah.
Because they've lost a lot of their social learning as well as their actual educational learning because of this pandemic. So I guess it depends on what you mean as normal.
Okay. Well, would you like Swerve? Would you like something really, really spicy?
Oh, sure.
Look on our server.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. What? Oh. No.
Okay. Context. So
should I read?
Oh, go on then. Go on.
That caption.
Go on.
Okay. An investigation has been launched into a disturbing and disgusting photo of 3 students, including one in blackface, reenacting George Floyd's murder on Colorado school grounds.
I like the fucking fact that on the image itself, they make a spelling mistake.
Yeah, so bye-bye Sinoirs.
Sinoirs.
Yeah.
Instead of seniors. There is a Change.org petition, has close to 8,000 signatures on this.
No one gives a shit.
Demanding an end to racism. That is... the theme is spicy, I think, today. Go on. What were you going to say?
I'm just looking at that picture going, this isn't the first time that I've seen kids be spicy for spicy's sake.
Oh.
Well, no, of course. I am still a younger fella. And
you're one of the hip
when
folks.
when they come out, let's say when authority comes out and says, you may not say this, you damn well know we're gonna say it.
Oh yeah,
You damn well know we're gonna do it,
obviously.
right? When you tell 16-year-olds it is you can't misgender someone, every edgelord 16-year-old is gonna go, bitch, where?
Mm-hmm. It's guaranteed.
So if you're going to clutch pearls, and also, I know he's been convicted, but I still question the word murder there. I don't know if I agree. You know, I'd like to see how that appeal goes. We'll come back to that.
Oh, we might do, yeah.
Curious is definitely the word I would use.
Did you see the picture of Joe Biden driving during the week?
Yeah, the one where he drove away from reporters. Yeah.
You mean the one where there's another steering wheel right next to him?
Oh wait, what?
If you look at the picture of him driving away, there's another steering wheel right next to him.
Oh no, I did not see that. I'm looking. Someone else's steering.
So,
wow, Biden caught fake drive.
There are other gaffes this week as well. He called the Korean president prime minister, and then he called Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu president. He's doing a lot of these gaffes at the moment, but no one's talking about this much.
Oh my god, there is another fucking steering wheel.
Right?
Oh no!
Oh, I was so happy. I only just remembered this. I should have taken this all down. This is so good.
That's hilarious.
Right.
He's so incapable. Oh no.
One where he's
This is my president. Oh no.
happy to destroy in the chat. The one where he's, air quotes, totally actually driving. Yes, that one. He looks like a really slick granddad doing his driving test.
Mm-hmm. So basically, they gave him one of those student driver cars.
Yeah, I think so. All right. I can't hold this off anymore. I should talk about the BBC.
The BBC.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, before we start, obligatory hashtag defund the BBC. I do not like them. I railed on them for 20 minutes during a game stream because I honestly cannot stand them. Their programming is trash. They haven't made anything good since the, I'd argue, 4th series of Doctor Who. That was a while ago. 11 years ago. Yes. No. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Point is...
I was 14.
It's been a while. You really are a young'un. I was yeah, no. They don't make good programming. They never have. But there's something else wrong. And it's not just the journalism. And the point was raised during my political stream. I'm not going to blast this person because it's actually a good point. The point of journalists is to report the news. That's the basic idea. If you work for a... headphone warning, yes, of course. If you work for a business, yes, there's a business model in effect. Because you want to make money. So you sensationalize certain things. So you go for the juicier subjects. I fully agree with that. The tactics, not ideal. We'll get to those in a minute. I can hear the big dick energy again. When it comes to the BBC, though, they're not a business that makes profit. They're a taxpayer institution. That's what they are. So it isn't about making money. So the motivation and what one uses and employs as tactics should not in any way be as, let's say, low as that of the regular journalist who is trying to make a name for themselves. For this, I guess we insert Martin Bashir, who a long time ago, when Princess Diana was alive, secured an interview with her through the from Earl Spencer. And to do this, Martin Bashir, a reporter for the BBC, forged documents to get them to get an interview with Diana, which isn't. I'll be honest, I don't remember the interview that well, but I know of the interview. Everyone in Britain knows of it. Because she blasts people. I'll be honest, when it comes to hating the royal family, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You
That
saying
much.
somebody wanted an interview with Diane Abbott?
No, Diana, the Princess of Wales, Prince Charles's ex-wife.
Oh, my
And
apologies.
she is
I thought I heard Diane.
That's a fair point. Diana, sorry, I misspoke. She is arguably one of the most popular royals ever, quite frankly. She's still revered by so many because of what she did, her humanitarian work. And many believe this act, what happened, led as a catalyst to the incident where she died. And for years, people knew bits about this. It was a bit of a strange one how Bashir got the interview in the first place. It made very little sense because the royals, there was always a separation, and it was very hard to do those you could never do those kind of interviews with royal members of the royal family. It never happened. And then we find out that a reporter had lied about it. Now, he eventually went on to lead the BBC, but then came back and was very quickly promoted to, was it religion? Some kind of religious reporter or department? Head of religion? I don't know. Hang on. It was religion editor, that's it, in 2016. But this doesn't surprise me, because the BBC is renowned for protecting those who use shady tactics to do things that are illegal, which Bashir did in fact commit a crime. He forged documentation. He should have never done that. They were fake bank statements. We don't use them. But the BBC, as I've said before, and it's another reason I don't like them, have protected paedophiles and or sex offenders for decades. In fact, they protected them a full year after they died when the evidence was quite alarming. Cough, cough. I'm not even going to bother to say the bloody name. Cough, cough. I can't stand them. And so a report had been commissioned into the BBC to try and find out if Martin Bashir and anyone else at the BBC had in fact broke the rules. So when it came to this committee, it came from Julian Knight, who is this is a long title, Chairman of the House of Commons Digital Culture, Media and Sports Select Committee. Now this scrutinises the BBC, which is a bit of a weird one, because to scrutinise the BBC or to scrutinise BBC journalists is tricky. If you do it and you're in government, they will just claim you're trying to stymie or stuffle. What's the word? I don't know.
To reduce, like that.
Prevent them from speaking. Prevent them from reporting.
Yeah, stifle works.
Stifle. Thank you. That's the word. And so it's very hard to do it without them claiming that, which then the government, for optics' sake, has to then say, oh, no, that's not what we're doing, we're just doing accountability, but then optics is against them in every instance. So he wanted to know why Bashir was first of all rehired as a correspondent in 2016, because, I'll be honest, there were accusations about this in the first place, about Bashir, about this whole thing being untoward. Eventually, Bashir left early this month claiming health reasons, which, I'll be honest, I can fully understand, because finally everyone's looking at him and he's like, oh shit, I now need to go hide in my house. Okay. Last year, Earl Spencer went public with concerns about the tactics used to get the interview. This is what started it. The interview marked the first time a serving royal had spoken about life in the royal family, which is why it was so... It was such a trend set. About unhappy marriage to Charles, I remember the quote. There were 3 of us in this marriage. Aha.
Awkward.
Yeah. Which then led to the Queen writing to Charles and Diana, telling them to divorce. Eventually, the report found that the BBC had used illegal tactics to secure that interview. While it is a valuable piece of knowledge and information, of course, to do so in the way they did set the bar so low for the BBC, and yet I thought the paedophile part would have done it for them. But no. they managed to take the bar and just drag it a little lower, which it's gotten so low, and this is a bit pop culture, that James Cameron couldn't raise it for you. If you watch South Park, you get it. So, so perhaps I should give additional context, I guess. The bank statements that were forged by Martin Bashir, the point of them was to suggest that Princess Diana was under surveillance, which in turn was then win the trust of her brother Earl and gain access to her. The BBC had covered up what it had learned about how the interviews were secured. In 1996, there were complaints, but they were considered woefully ineffective. So an internal probe led to nothing. And also, Diana herself had no regrets about the broadcast, and the fact that Bashir never showed her the faked documents. But the BBC have fucked this. They've absolutely... all it does is show us that even then, when they were still protecting paedophiles, they were still thinking of other ways to sink lower. I don't care for them. They should be punished for this. Prince William has put a video out there, and I'm sure many have seen it. He has utterly flayed them for this. He's hammered Bashir, and he's hammered the BBC. Yeah, there's no coming back from that. Prince Harry has just used it to play victim more. But we ignore him because he's your problem, not ours. He's busy on TV.
I think he's just Meghan. He's just Meghan's bitch.
He's on TV at the moment with his hands crossed, palms, hands stretched out, crossed like wings across his, like an aquila, two-headed aquila across his chest, like he's meditating. He looks like a fucking twat. But that's Harry at the moment. He is doing the whole celebrity thing and still blaming his family for everything in his life, which is great for healing, don't you think?
Always.
So, as a consequence of all this, nothing yet. But there are petitions asking for the BBC to be defunded. The corporation have breached many guidelines that they are meant to obey. And I'll be honest, I'm hoping that all those involved, Martin Bashir and Tony Hall, I think he was in charge of the BBC at the time, I hope they get utterly ruined. Because they deserve it. They absolutely do. That interview was one thing, but then what happened after? Like, everything has a reaction, and this is one of those things where there was a reaction to it. And the BBC, yet again, using shitty tactics. Come on. You're taxpayer funded, for fuck's sake.
I think that's the part that really I take a lot of umbrage with. Because, honestly, the Americans for a while actually had a pretty high opinion of the BBC as reasonable and actually a pretty neutral reporting agency.
Yeah.
Of course, in the last, I would say, 10 to 12 years, some people have, I don't want to say wisened up, but they've caught wind of some of the things that they have been accused of and started to take a bit more of an interested deep dive into their history and their reporting. And so that sentiment is moving slightly away from a credible source. At least insofar as individuals are making those personal decisions. I don't know if the media reporting on it is making that assertion, but
no, it's something understandable. When they do actually bother to report on things fairly, I would say like one of the best instances of when they've actually done their job, it was Brexit. The whole stream, it was 10 hours long for the night, and they were fair about it. They got people from all sides of political spectrum on, and it was actually quite fair. But for the most part, people now think the BBC's gone uber conservative, even though they've gone uber woke. Right, that makes sense. They don't represent Britain anymore, really, because most British people listen to Spotify, watch Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. They would watch anything else but the BBC because the BBC doesn't make anything they want to watch. Ratings for shows like EastEnders or Doctor Who are tanked. They're going down. People don't care about it anymore. No one does. And EastEnders is a really shitty, long-standing soap in one tiny area. It just makes no sense, honestly. So many people die there, and they still live there. I don't get it. All right? It's really dumb.
Chicago.
Sure. EastEnders is Chicago. I'll you know what? They can fucking have that. Cretins. Yeah, I've never been big on the BBC when it comes to what they do, but to know they were doing things like this. This was in 1995, so there was a Conservative government then, yes, but and many people will probably have tried to use this as a point to rail against them. I would argue, doesn't matter, not in the slightest. Doesn't matter what the government is in charge, because the BBC only accountable to a department of the government, and that's not really run by an impartial or a biased panel or anything. It's just run by idiots, really, to be honest. It took them this long to go this far, and it took Earl Spencer a lot of voice to bother to get them to act on it. And I'll be honest, I am somewhat surprised it took so long. I am surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if... what's his name? Mohammed Fayed? Was that his name? He... I have to quickly... Hang on, I would check. Mohammed Al-Fayed, that's it. Egyptian businessman. His son was, I think... Dodi Fayed. Was he engaged to... he was a romantic partner of Diana when they both died in the car crash. And I wouldn't be surprised if Mohammed Al-Fayed came out of the woodwork and was like, yo, let me use my billions to ruin you guys now. Because he's not really moved on from his life since that. Mohammed Al-Fayed, that is. He was a very popular guy. Really funny guy as well. Not so much afterwards. And the BBC is run by Bellends. I 100% agree. Priestess of Kek. I recognise that name. Hi. Yeah, I don't know what to say beyond this. It's just a case that it's yet again more proof the BBC can't be trusted. And when people say they're accountable, they're only accountable in hindsight. And I guess it's understandable you're not really going to catch them in the act, are you? Especially when people, even at the top, are doing everything they can to protect themselves. And it's like, well, why the fuck are you doing this in the first place? Why? You shouldn't be going anywhere near this kind of shit. Or your job is to report things to the British people. It is not to use illegal tactics to secure interviews. What, because you thought that would make your career or do something good for the channel? In the short term it did. But in the long term, what you've done is absolutely tarnish the BBC reputation even more. It has been tarnished quite a bit over the years. And yes, I will say it again. Defund the BBC. I fully endorse this.
On a question,
Ask away.
do you think that anything will actually happen because of this? Now, I know William has already made that statement, and I bet you there's enough vitriol to go around, but do you think anything is actually going to change or anything's going to happen?
So, I think there will be, because he's spoken out. I think that will lead to them being held accountable, but I think all that will happen is they will be told to apologise, and so the current head will have to apologise. It's obviously not his fault what happened, because he wasn't even a part of the BBC back then. He had nothing to do with it. I think those who are responsible, Martin Bashir and Hall, is it name? I don't know what his name is. Stuart, no, I don't. Whatever the dickhead's name was in charge, they, yes, they should be held accountable. They should be brought before an inquiry, and they should be absolutely destroyed. And if there is criminal actions here, yeah, they should be taken to court. I do want to add, because this one pissed me off a little bit. Harry, during an interview, did liken his relationship with Meghan to that of Diana and Dodi because of the media interest in him and her. And I thought, it's not really a spicy take, but it's really fascinating to me that still Harry finds a way to drag his dead mother into something that's not remotely comparable, because most of the interest in him and Meghan is out of kindness because they're fascinated, and not because they want to see him killed in a car crash. Apparently. Allegedly. Although it could have been a swan assassin, you never know. Harry really does like to turn things onto himself. He's a bit of a cliche youngest child.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, he is. So I don't know what to tell you about the BBC though. That seems like it's gonna
It's going to be interesting this
carry
week.
on being its same scumbag, slimy self.
I think it will. I want it defunded, but I doubt that will happen. A lot of old people do rely on it. I get that. I really do. I take no issue with that. But I do think accountability is important. And so I think those involved, the two main characters in this, should stand trial. The report's already said they've committed crimes. Arrest them. Simple as that. They should stand trial for what they've done. And then serve time if found guilty, which they've already been found guilty, to be honest. So, I mean, it's kind of a form of... Well, hang on. If you show someone illegally forged documents, claiming they're under surveillance, to earn someone's trust, to get... Oh, I think someone referred to it as blackmail in one of the articles, but it wasn't really blackmail, was it? It was like a more...
Extortion?
Yeah, kind of. But in both cases, the person's supposed to know about it, aren't they? Which is such a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it would still be, like, conspiracy to commit X.
It's definitely conspiracy, and that's a crime. We've got them, boys. And everyone watching this.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah. Everyone watching, if you haven't already, please consider smashing the like button. We greatly appreciate it. We have hit the hour mark. Unless there's something else Trops would like to talk about, I think we should wind down.
No, I don't have anything else to really mention.
All right. I am going to promote nothing. Thank you all for joining us. Does Trops want to promote anything?
Not quite yet. As I am not even close to my normal setup, I have even less to give.
And Alicia Shepherd, that is a very kind offer. $0 per hour, and then double that every hour until complete.
I may take you up on that.
I may have to listen. Thank you all for joining. We shall be back next week unless Trups is away or home or away.
I mean, I'll still be here.
Yay.
We should be able to do Saturday again.
Saturday's fine by me. Thank you all very much for joining. We will then speak to you then. Say goodnight, Trups.
Good night, Trups.
Good night, Trups.